Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a session with Bubbles. I really had a nice little smoke session today, so here's my snacks. First of all, Cheez-Its. They did it with this one. They did it with this one. Bomb. Crispy thin cheddar sour cream and onion. Sour cream onion. Then I got these gourmet nuts. They're called Mega or Mega Trail Mix. Walnuts, dried mango, almonds, cranberries, pumpkin seeds. This bomb. No, this channel is not sponsored by none of this. It's just I'm high and it's good. But like I said, you guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't want to stop eating. Whew. If you don't know me, my name is Bubbles, your image consultant, wardrobe stylist, owner and creator of Hood Hippie, the street apparel and spirituality brands. Y'all come check me out at shophoodhippie.com. Go check me out. All hippie type, boho chic type vibes. My street apparel. I got some yoga apparel coming. I got more hoodies coming. I got a lot coming, so I want you guys to stay tuned with me. I'll have all my links to Instagram, Facebook, my website links, TikTok, all of that. I'll have that listed here in my profile soon. But this video today, now that I'm done eating, this video today is basically a video to explain to you guys briefly about why I chose spirituality. So pretty much, hold on, there we go, let's get a good view. So pretty much the main reason I would say, first and foremost, I would say that I didn't choose spirituality. Spirituality really chose me. Growing up in the church, in a Pentecostal church at that, we kind of, touched on it a little bit, even though it was shunned in the Christian and Pentecostal church, but still, well, mostly in the Christian environment, it was shunned. But the Pentecostal kind of touched on a lot of things like fasting and, you know, wearing the all white for protection and, you know, calling on the name of Jesus, and tarrying is what we call it when we say Jesus, 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 over and over again, until it felt like we were kind of like taken over by some spiritual or supernatural energy that was in the air. I remember this as like young as 8 or 9. I always feel like I had some sense of spirituality embedded in me since I was a kid, just off of just those experiences as a kid. And then when Pentecostal churches went away, then that's when heavy on the Christianity came. You know, a lot of Pentecostal churches switched over to Christian, and then that's when I feel like religion, that's when I started noticing religion became more of a spectator sport, or, I mean, did I say it right? I guess I did. A spectator sport or a judgmental environment versus a healing environment. And just that's just from my personal experiences going through a few churches while I was growing up, all the way up into my early adulthood, and just realizing that most of the time it was just a way or an environment of control, not structure, because it seemed like people on the outside, or the higher ups, or the people that thought they was superior, was on the sidelines judging and controlling, but was in the same token doing everything that they were teaching us not to do. So with that being said, and I can go into more details about my experiences in Christianity if you guys want me to share more of those stories, then just go ahead and you know, drop in the comments, give me more, and I'll share some more. But basically, me and my mom decided, my mom was a single mom, you know, she was trying to, you know, find her peace, her grounding, and she ended up in a non-denominated church. So we went from Pentecostal to Christianity to non-denominated, and that's kind of where I felt like I had some sense of like grounding, some understanding that I was in control of my relationship with God, with Christ, and everything. And that, you know, even though it was still craziness going on in the church, in the non-denominated church, I felt like I had more control of my environment, of how I handled myself, of speaking up for myself, and just all type of things that the Christianity church back in the 90s, early 2000s, you know, kind of confined me, made me, you know, hold my tongue to a lot of things, made me dress, you know, a certain type of way, because I was always a curvy young girl. So just going into a more denominated church where you could wear jeans, and, you know, the kids my age will go to church and hang out and, you know, be all of God, and then we'll go, you know, the same night, you know, and go party and hang out and, you know, kick it, you know. So I just kind of felt my vibe in the non-denominated church. But then even with that, I just never had a real like tight connection where I always wanted to be in church or be involved in, you know, things that were going on in the church, be, you know, sociable in church. I never had that yearning to do it, because I just always had this stigma once I grew up in churches of how, you know, once all the glitz and glamour is gone, then, you know, you start seeing true people, you know. So with that, I did stray away from church and God, and it kind of took me on a roller coaster of a lot of negative things happening in my life. I've been through a lot of crazy situations, anything from financial woes to issues in my marriage when I got married at a young age, domestic violent relationships along the way, just struggling financially. Just all these snowballs of effects start happening and coming, and then on a pile of that, on top of that, just then here comes the anxiety, here comes the depression, you know, and then you have just life just constantly being thrown at you, just, you know, moving all the time, not feeling a sense of peace anywhere because of all the trauma and everything that I've been through, and not having a spiritual grounding or some type of religion or something that I could connect to and feel, you know, feel better about myself or feel confident or feel like that I had a sense of what path I was going through. So I just continue to make all the wrong decisions. Still in the back of my head, in my heart, in my spirit, still had some sense of guidance through my spirit, but never really tapped into it fully. And then I start getting into relationship issues with my parents, and not happy with my relationships with men, not happy with my relationships with friends, and just everything just started to pile and pile and pile up, and then it started exploding. So when it overflows and explodes, now here I am overflowing and exploding with anger and frustration, and the anxiety is crushing me. The depression has me in the bed for days and days. The house is a mess. You know, the kids are pretty much in certain aspects fending for themselves because I did just enough to make sure that they were taken care of, but not enough to engage with them. So at points it was just like, you know, my oldest was pretty much running the house because mom was depressed. Mom was in bed and stressed out, trying to figure out how, as a single mom, how I was going to continue to navigate through this life with just so much baggage that I'm carrying with me, on top of 3 beautiful kids that I'm trying not to taint their spirits and their souls with all the negative crap that I've been going through, from failed relationships, from financial situations, from, you know, just doubt of myself. And I just really crumbled. I really had a epiphany and was ready to start over, and ended up in Las Vegas. But even being here in Las Vegas, the first 2 years was the hardest. Like, my feet could not get planted for nothing in the world. Like, I could not find my grasp of why, you know, I was really here for Vegas. I knew that there was a spiritual connection. I was drawn here. There was a purpose. The way I got here, the way the circumstance, the situation happened, it let me know, like, in the back of my brain, I'm still saying, like, this is like some divine intervention or some universe type energy happening in my life, the way things are happening, because I don't know how these things are happening. And if you guys want to know more about that, like what was happening and why I say it was like a divine intervention, just drop me a comment. Let me know you want to hear more, you want more, more please, and I'll give you guys more. But just the struggles just did not stop just because I moved to Vegas. I knew I was in the right environment, knew I was in the right place, but I was just still making all the wrong decisions. And then here again, the anxiety, the depression, the anger just steady going, to the point where I found myself locked up a couple times, you know, back again in financial distress, and back again not trusting my environment and the people around me, having issues at work, drinking obsessively, like to the point where I was just like damn near blacking out at points. Like it was just getting out of control. So one day I was just sitting on my couch, and I was laying on my couch. I was about to go to sleep, but I could not sleep because my heart was so heavy, my chest was so heavy, everything was just heavy on me. So I just decided like I needed to find a church. I needed to find a church to just pull me back together, give me some type of grounding. I needed to hear a spiritual word. I needed to hear something. I needed to hear something with Jesus, God. I needed to hear something. And I was sitting on the couch and I said, God, just point me to the right direction, to a church where I can feel like I can get some type of like just a second